Erik Ten Hag furious at the Glazers and the board, and he has punished United players today after the loss of 4-0 at Brentford Community Stadium. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I know most of you guys from Manchester United are so much down, down in your spirits, but these are things you should expect when a rebuild is really going to happen, because trust me, there is no way we are going to build a new house when you're really building with the materials that already exist. We have to go back to the foundation. You saw what Arsenal went through. Mikel Arteta came in 2019 December, and now he's going to make 3 years at Arsenal, and he has really brought in totally the players he wants, and he has sold out all the players he doesn't want at Arsenal. So this is a process that you should accept. Ten Hag is in control, and he's now acting like a man who is really fit for the job. He's fit for the job, that's it. But I know he's learning the Premier League, and he's knowing that these players are really not the level that we needed. And he saw him well in the press conference when he came out and told you that we need quality players. He has now come to believe that these players are not of pure quality, especially in that central midfield area. We are really lacking quality, and that's where we should reinforce fast in there for you. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now today, Ten Hag had this to say, and we've been given lots of stories by Steve Bates. He has told us that Erik Ten Hag advisors are furious at Manchester United, furious that United have let him down badly in the transfer market. His agents have been left disappointed that Ten Hag has been hung out to dry. Obviously, he's been hung out to dry because he handed in his list early enough, and they couldn't go ahead to really deliver the players he wanted at Manchester United. There for you. Then Steve Bates has continued to let us know that Ten Hag is believed to have handed United under fire. Football director John Motaf his wish list, but so far United have only managed to get 3 deals over the line. New target Kalzidic is way down the list there for you. So these are things that are really making him furious, because he was so much open to them and told them, please, can you please get me such and such a players? He gave his list, and his list has not been really fulfilled by the Glazers enough for you. Something that is really very annoying, by the way, because any manager needs to be backed. And if at all you are competent at the job that you are doing, especially you've been at Manchester United, you've given Ten Hag the list of players that you had scouted and tells you, please, I don't want those players. These are the players I want. At the start of May, June, July, August, those are 4 months. And you can't deliver the players that he wanted at once, all before the start of the season, then you are really bad, because you've not even delivered the players that he really wants, because he's marquee signing with Darwin Núñez, De Jong, Anthony, Julian Timber, Lisandro Martinez, Christian Eriksen, and who else? Is it Dumfries? So Núñez went to Liverpool, Anthony has not yet arrived, and De Jong has not yet arrived. His first 3 priority signings have not been given to the manager. So these people at United are really doing him a disjustice, and that's why he is really fuming at them and telling them, please, I handed you the list of my 6 players that I wanted, but you've only gotten me 3 deals. Obviously, they are the easiest to be done. Malacia, £13 million. Eriksen on a free transfer. Lisandro Martinez, £46 million. You get? Why don't you get me my signings that are really called for immediately? Because you're really making my job to look ugly, and they're really putting him in a self-destruction mode. You get? Trust me. No player is going to come, no manager is going to come out and really get something special out of these players, most of them. We need to dislodge close to 70 or 80% of these players from Manchester United. That's it. If we don't do it, we are doomed to fail. That's it. I'm not a prophet of doom, but before we get in CDMs, 2 CDMs, if at all Rabiot comes in, we need the De Jong. You get? Then later, we need the centre forward. We need what we call a right winger with the left foot in the names of Anthony. Or Ziyech can come in and do well at a team which goes by names of Manchester United. So that's what Erik Ten Hag is filming about the Glazers, and the board is telling them, please, why don't you, or why are you making my job hard? Because Ten Hag was handed a 150 million budget on his arrival earlier this summer and immediately asked for 6 new signings to begin a major rebuild. You get? He asked for 6 new signings, and obviously these signings can come in through, and they even promised him that every player we are going to sell, that money is going to be topped onto your 150 million budget. Obviously, how many players have we sold? We've also only sold one. We've only sold one in the names of Andreas Pereira. Andreas Pereira to Fulham at £10 million, meaning he has £160 million to spend. Why don't we sell Aaron Bissaka, get in £20 million? Reason is simple. He's at £90,000 a week, and no team can really afford that salary. You get? Then, if you can sell Bissaka at like 20, sell Brandon Williams at 15, that is 35. Sell Transebe at 10, that is 45. Sell Jones like 3. You get? Count that £50 million. Which other player should be sold? Which other player should be sold? Sorry about that. Even Erik Bay, you can get like £15 million, meaning that out of the players we can sell, we can collect close to £70 million. When you add it on the 150, that is £220 million. Now, if I told you to spend £70 million on Frankie de Jong, you get? Add on the 13 and 46, that is 130. 13 spent on Malacia, 46 spent on Lisandro Martinez. That is close to £60 million. That is £130 million, meaning that you'll be having a budget of £20 million. And £20 million, if at all you really add on the amount of money you're going to get from the sales, that is close to £70 million. That is £100 million. Bring in Anthony for £70 million. And after bringing Anthony and a player who goes by names of this guy, Rabiot, at £15 million, you're left with £15 million. Obviously, that's a good amount of money you are left with. And £15 million, you can really get in a player like Kluzedic. You get? That centre forward of Stuttgart in Germany. You can get him at £15 million at United. So it's still possible, but the way we are doing business is really so much shambolic, and we are not having the right people to do the job. That's the problem United is facing, and that's why Erik ten Hag is so much furious at the board, because these people are really showing him incompetency of the highest order. That is incompetency of the highest order being showed to Erik ten Hag. That's why he's furious at them and telling them that, you guys, I'm not here for jokes. I'm here for serious business. Then Moloko Mira went ahead to let us know that the stalemate has now been dragging on for weeks, but Ten Hag has been reluctant to tell United to press the button on any further incoming deals, because he's worried it would strip him of the finances to sign Frankie de Jong. But obviously, I think Ten Hag should be knowing that when you spend £70 million on de Jong, you are left with 20 out of the £150 million, isn't it? Then what you should do is simple. Go in, get in Rabiot and de Jong for starters. You get, meaning that on your budget, you'll be left with £15 million. Not so? No, £5 million. Then they should start selling these players. Why don't we sell players? We should get players out. All the players he says he doesn't need at Manchester United should be sold. They should be sold off. They should be sold off by this board. All these contracts should be terminated and these players should be leave, because if you terminate a contract with a player, meaning that you are saving the salary that would have been earning at United. You get? These players should be sold off. That's why the stalemate is happening at Manchester United. You get? So, I think he should change the way he thinks about this and knows that things are not the way they're supposed to be. This board should be handled in a different manner altogether. Now, Erik ten Hag tore into his Manchester United players and then cancelled their day off following the humiliating 4-0 defeat to Brentford. Obviously, he had to. Losing 4-0 to Brentford is unacceptable. Do you know that on average, Brentford players ran 13.8 kilometers and United players couldn't match that? Brentford players ran more than us and yet they had beaten us. You get? That means they kept working hard on the pitch even after demolishing United in the first half. So that's why Ten Hag was really annoyed to these players. And it said that the squad were due to have a day off, but Ten Hag was so furious with his players' performances that he told them to return to report to Carrington this morning for an extra training session. You get? These players are really leopards. Leopards don't change their sports. And something is coming to my mind that we might be asking something from these players they cannot deliver. That has started to come into my mind, that we might be here asking these players to deliver a certain kind of football when they cannot really deliver it. You get? I'm starting to really believe this. Guys, I'm sorry to say, but I'm starting to believe this, that we might be milking a cow. You get? That we are giving food on a daily, and it's not really worth giving us quality milk. We might be having a cow that is of poor quality, that is suffering from stunted growth. These players aren't good enough, and they don't deserve to be at Manchester United. This story has been reported by Paul Hurst that he made them to report at Carrington today in the morning. Then Simon Stone from BBC has told us that Erik ten Hag cancels planned day off for the United players. Obviously, he had to cancel it because it was humiliating. If at all United at least scored like 2 or 3 goals and they put up an effort to really fight back, you would have said, all right, these players deserve a day off. But what did they do to deserve a day off? Nothing. They totally did nothing, and the manager is punishing them for doing nothing on the field of play and shaming that lovely and historical shirt of United at Brentford Stadium. Then Paul Hurst tells us that, remember, Paul Hurst is a United correspondent for The Times. He has told us that Ten Hag was back at his desk at United Carrington base early this morning. Yes, he reported in the morning because he expected his players to come in through and face his wrath. And guess what? This is what he did to them after they reported. Oh my God, this is Ten Hag, and this is the manager we've always been wanting at United. He is a no-nonsense manager. This is what he did to the players. It has been reported by Paul Hurst again, United correspondent for side, which goes by the names of the Time Sport. During today's training session, Erik ten Hag had told the Manchester players that they had not met the high standards that he and the club demand. After that, guess what he did? Oh my God, I'm loving this manager. Guys, read that on the screen. I'm loving this manager, man. Ten Hag, you are my man of the season. You are my man of... I cannot even really term it out the right way, but this is what a manager needs to treat these players like, knowing that each and every time you go on the field of play and you lose, you are really going to be exposed to the conditions that are really worse. This is what he did. Erik ten Hag put the United players through a brutal training session today in a more than 30 degrees Celsius heat. Ten Hag made each player to run 13.8. Collectively, Brentford players ran 13.8 more than United, who covered 9.6 kilometers between them. So, he told them, all right, you down tools, isn't it, for that game of Brentford. Now, Brentford ran 13.8 kilometers. Each player ran 13.8 kilometers on average. You get? And you didn't match them, isn't it? So, I'm now exposing you to the same humiliation and same harsh punishment of not respecting the shirt of United and downing tools. And guess what he did? He took them to that harsh training session and they really faced it rough. So he has punished them. And I think if this does not change their mentality as far as playing for United is concerned, then I don't know how we are going to do it. But I know this is a lesson that has been taught to them by Erik ten Hag, that you really lost to Brentford, and today you are going to just run, no ball work. They had to make runs that equated to, or that summed up to 13.8 kilometers, meaning that they ran 14 kilometers today. For those that know what it means running 14 kilometers, that is like working for like those drills of like 2 hours. That's what he made them to do today. And I really like this. Keep it up, Ten Hag. Let them know that this is not a club where we are here to go ahead and really just doze around. You get? To come and louse around. This is not United. We are more than this. Ten Hag is here to make a statement. Serious manager, disciplinarian, a proven coach who is really good at the game of football. And people are telling us that it's coming from Eredivisie. Fuck Eredivisie. You get? Coming in from the Eredivisie does not mean that this coach is not good enough. Jose Mourinho came in from FC Porto and came in at Chelsea, and he had found a dominancy of Manchester United under the management of Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsenal under the management of Arsene Wenger, and he broke it. He broke that dominancy. He came from FC Porto. You get? So don't undermine Erik ten Hag that is an Eredivisie manager. That's out. He's a good manager. He has the qualities. You get? It's all about coaching this team and managing it. I've had some clown coming out and saying that he's not a manager, he's just a coach. But I wonder, however much everyone is entitled to his own opinion, I ask myself, what do some people who come in camera eat before coming in front of camera? I ask myself that because there are some arguments you put out on certain people that don't even count and not make sense. You mean Ten Hag was at FC20, Ajax, and Bayern Munich, and he's not a manager. He's a coach. Forgetting that modern managers are coaches. You have to be a coach, then turning to manager. Arteta Mikel is a manager and a coach. You must be good on the training ground, and you must be able to manage those players. Thomas Tuchel is a coach and a manager. When you look at a player, when you look at Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, all those are coaches and managers. Look at Antonio Conte, coach and managers. However much right now his team is losing to Chelsea by 1-0, but he's a coach and a manager. So I really believe that these are the conditions Ten Hag should put these players of United in. Each and every time they're in the field of play and they lose, they know that, when we lose, we are going to have a harsh treatment at Carrington. Obviously, that's what we should be calling for. And I think this is what that missed at United. And Rangnick tried to do this, but the players told him, we can't do that because you are not the permanent manager, you are an interim here. You get? But now, Ten Hag is telling them, this is what you do. If you're not doing it, then you're not going to be part of my team. Obviously, he's going to expose them because these players have always been talking about that the managers are not good enough. You get? Now we are at a level of really coming out. We've reached a level of a good manager coming in through, not one, not two, but very many. You get? And Robbie Savage had this to say yesterday that shows that some of these players have always stressed this, that close to 70% should leave. Robbie Savage had this to say. Robbie Savage said, how many more times will these players cost Man United managers their jobs? He said this on BBC. You get? So, the role of Ten Hag here, after identifying that the quality is not enough, then he's doing his job. Now, if at all your quality is not enough, you have to be hardworking on the pitch of play. That's what I said. That's my problem with these players of Manchester United. You can tell me that your quality is limited and you don't put in an effort. You have to put in a shift. Show us that you have the minerals to play in your respective positions that the manager has directed you to do. But it's always very much alarming if you're a player of Manchester United and you don't put up a good performance and you don't even run your heart out for the club. Die a little bit for this club. Thank you, Ten Hag. Thank you for punishing these players. They should know that this is not a joking club. Amidst the board, but against Brighton and against Brentford, with the players that we're having at United, we shouldn't be losing to these teams. We should be winning. We should be losing to teams like Man City, Liverpool. You get? We wouldn't be losing to other teams. You get? So guys, thank you for watching in. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go to the right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. I go by the names of Rock and David. And guys, remember, I want to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner, hit the subscription button and really subscribe to this channel and smash the like button. Show love to this video. But Hag has went furious at the Glazers on the board, and he has punished United players by making them run close to 14 kilometers, a distance that a team which goes by the names of a distance that every player of Brentford ran yesterday as we lost to Brentford at the Brentford Community Stadium. Our first video of the day. 2 more are yet to come. Very many stories breaking from Manchester United. United considering to sell Cristiano Ronaldo. Another shame in the For You coming in from a source very close to the club that United want to sign Caicedo from Brighton, a player that we are linked to way back in 2020, and we said no to him to address our midfield positions. All failures at Manchester United. I'm out.